Daniel Esplin joining you once again for day 8 of the 11 Days of Remembrance. We're here at the Royal Canadian Legion in Estevan, joined once again by the curator of the Southeast Military Museum, Craig Bird, and we have an item today that is in a picture frame.
Yeah, so I actually have some World War II issue decals that were used during that time period for equipment, machinery, ammunition, and that sort of thing that was given to either the Soviets or to China as aid during the course of the war. So there was agreements that were put out during the course of the war to supply aid to those countries to fight the Germans, because of course they were allies during that time period. So Canada did up these decals to put on the equipment to show where that stuff had come from and be part of the mutual aid program, which is a little bit different than the Lend-Lease. The Lend-Lease was giving things, airplanes, guns, that sort of thing, to Britain, for example, and then hoping that they would pay that back as kind of a loan at the end of the day. The mutual aid, on the other hand, was just to supply machinery to help them do their thing and take pressure off of the Canadians and the Brits that were fighting on the other, side, of the conflict. With Germany in the middle, obviously. So all of this stuff was marked appropriately. And to find these decals nowadays is kind of a rare thing, because a lot of them, went on that sort of equipment and off it went. So to have a strip of those vintage ones is kind of unique and nice to have with the museum. Hence the reason why they're in a picture frame, to protect them, as they are fairly delicate. The unfortunate part of the war going on like that, because of the Atlantic and the U-boats, a lot of the equipment ended up, at the bottom of the ocean, or didn't make it over there at all. And the same with China, because the Japanese obviously had control of the waters, early on in the war, and it was difficult to get equipment over to China when it was needed. So a lot of that stuff didn't make it, unfortunately, but the thought was there, and some of the equipment did go through. So
on those boats then, would that have been Navy ships or like merchant vessels?
Merchant marines. The Navy generally was there to protect all of the civilian shipping that was going over there. So the merchant marine would have hauled a lot of equipment and troops over to England. And unfortunately, like I say, a lot of it was sunk during the Battle of the Atlantic, until they developed a system to have a little bit better control of the water and to be able to take out the U-boat threat in the Atlantic. The Pacific, again, was a whole different story, because we didn't have a huge presence in the Pacific. It was mostly the Americans and the British. But there was Canadians over there, of course, and trying to get supplies and whatnot was a little difficult, because it was fairly far away from home at that time too. So.